What's up, Dwayne Nation? Justin Paez here discussing the SummerSlam 2025 slate in New Jersey in MetLife Stadium. Super excited to discuss all 12 matches that have been announced. I think we are set with all the matches after Friday Night SmackDown, putting in the TLC SmackDown Tag Team match, which might be one of my most anticipated matches on the match card, but I'll get to it when we get there. But with SummerSlam, man, it's the first two-night SummerSlam. Super excited to see what we got in this. I think this build up to SummerSlam, although it's been a pretty quick build up since, Night of Champions, Evolution, all that. I think that they've done a really good job with most of these matches, building them up into some serious things that I want to watch. And so let's dive into it, starting with Roman Reigns, Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. I really like Roman Reigns and Jey Uso to pick up the victory in this matchup. I know there's rumors that Jey Uso could turn on Roman because Roman's never apologized. Roman still seems like Roman, even though last week's promo was kind of super babyface. But I think they have to get the victory here. Roman Reigns is just too good, coming back, part-time. So I think they get the victory here. I don't think it's going to hurt Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed too much as they're going to continue to move forward. Hopefully continuing this feud. We don't lose Roman Reigns for the next 6 months. But I think Roman Reigns and Jey Uso get the victory here. Moving to the second matchup, we got the Women's Tag Team Championships with Raquel Rodriguez, Roxanne Perez, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss. The unlikely duo of Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair has been a breath of fresh air, especially for Charlotte Flair. They're showing some real partnership here, and I'm cheering for them. I think they're going to get the victory here, and I think this weekend's going to be a really tough weekend for Judgment Day, losing the tag titles, and I think for the women, and then I think as we will get to the Dominic Mysterio AJ Styles match, really excited to talk about that one. But give me Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss to beat Raquel and Roxanne. They got the upper hand. Roxanne got the quick pin on Alexa last week, and I think that it's only going to build up more. Now, I am recording this before the last Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown before SummerSlam. But I think that Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, the unlikely duo, get the tag team championships. And that's what they've been doing with the tag team championships with Bianca and Jade last year. The unlikely individual superstars joined together. They're going to get the win here. Next, Sami Zayn and Killer Karrion Kross. I love Karrion Kross. I have been on the bandwagon. I kind of was always. I loved him lurking in the shadows. He was able to turn the New Day. He had those run-ins with Seth Rollins. Now, Seth Rollins is a heel. So he's been able to turn these guys. And what I think is going to happen here, they are 1-1 against each other. Sami Zayn winning at Night of Champions, Karrion Kross winning on Monday Night Raw. I think Sami Zayn is going to win, but by using a heel tactic. I don't know if he's going to go full heel here, but I think he's going to really dig deep and do something that Karrion Kross just wants him to do, to get that heelness out of him. And so I expect Sami Zayn to get the victory, but to do it in a way that Karrion Kross wants him to, and it's only going to continue building a heel Sami Zayn. And that's how Sami Zayn, I think, is going to win his first WWE Championship. So I'm excited with this feud, even though I think it's only to build Sami Zayn to something bigger. Karrion Kross, I'm a big fan of. I love him on the mic. Give me Sami Zayn to win in this matchup here. Next, Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill obviously won this, the Queen of the Ring, to get this matchup. And I think, unfortunately, this might be the worst setup match that we've had on the entire SummerSlam card. I just don't feel the animosity or obviously Jade, every time she goes into the ring, she's grabbing the title and she's like, man, this looks good on me. But I just don't see the build that I'm excited for this match. Obviously, they're two great in-ring performers, and that's why I'm going to watch this match. But I just think it's been about time. Tiffany Stratton's title reign has not been the most exciting for me throughout, and I think this is Jade's time. I think it's going to set up some sort of Jade and Bianca going forward. But I think this is the time. Tiffany Stratton loses the belt to Jade Cargill, from Queen of the Ring winner to now the women's champion. So give me Jade Cargill in this matchup. I don't think there's going to be any shenanigans by Bianca or Nia or anybody that's been in the Secret Harvest. And wasn't that really strange that we had Tiffany come out to save Cargill? I know Tiffany is kind of a baby face, but it's against your opponent. I wasn't a big fan of that this last week on SmackDown. So I think it's time to move on and start fresh with Jade Cargill as the champ. Next, Randy Orton, Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. Not the match we were expecting maybe a month and a half ago, but obviously the reports, Jelly Roll getting in WWE in-ring shape. And honestly, he's looked really good. On Friday Night SmackDown, he had a really solid promo, took down in a big boss man slam on Logan Paul. So I'm really excited for this match. I think it's going to be a fun one. I do think we're going to have Randy and Jelly Roll get the victory here. I know Randy's kind of been on the losing track. And then, at Night of Champions, he showed some heel tactics and some frustrations. I don't think that comes out here. I do think that's a possibility that they could lose, and it just continues to build that for Randy Orton, especially because Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre, I feel, have been just losing machines for the last year. So I actually kind of want Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul to win to kind of push them to continue, or at least Drew to push him forward more. Because Jelly Roll, obviously, after SummerSlam, we're not going to see him after this. Obviously, it's a celebrity appearance. But give me Randy Orton and Jelly Roll to win, and just a fun matchup. I think it's going to be a fun matchup. And I think I think Randy Orton's going to end up getting the pin on Logan Paul, but that's how I think it's going to play out here. And then moving to the main event, or at least seemingly the main event, there's a small chance I think it could be the Roman Reigns match, but I think Paul Heyman might have said on Raw that this is going to be the main event for night 1 of SummerSlam, Gunther and CM Punk. The thing with this match that I am excited for, and I really hope CM Punk's able to get the championship, but I think they want to build on the Seth Rollins is a hater and never wants CM Punk to have the title, and Seth Rollins is the Money in the Bank holder. But I do really think Seth Rollins is injured, and I don't foresee him coming out and cashing in on this matchup. I still think he's hurt. I think he will be hurt for at least the next couple of months. So I think there's not going to be shenanigans in this matchup. And that's what makes it really tough to decide who's going to win, because Gunther, I think, will win if it's no shenanigans. I just think that he's able to outmuscle CM Punk. He's older. I honestly really liked Gunther on the mic last week with CM Punk, even though the WWE is doing something really different over the last, I feel like, year, where they are just having great people on the mic go up against each other, but not really. It's CM Punk talked for 5 to 7 minutes. Gunther comes out, talks to 5 to 7 minutes, and that's really it. I want it back and forth. We haven't had that yet. Maybe we'll get that on Monday. But give me, gosh, man, because I think to end, night 1, it would be super great to see CM Punk win. And so, you know what? I'm going to switch up. I'm going to go CM Punk to win. The only way CM Punk doesn't win is if shenanigans happen. Maybe B&B Security with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed come in and cause a ruckus and cause CM Punk to lose. I think that's possible. Or the small possibility it's a work and Seth Rollins is actually okay and he comes out and ruins CM Punk's night. That's possible. But give me CM Punk. I don't foresee Seth Rollins returning, but it is very possible. Now we move to the Sunday slate, night 2, and gosh, thank you WWE for listening to the fans, because we do finally get a TLC tag team ladder match at SummerSlam. They didn't do it at WrestleMania. They finally do it now. And look at these teams, man. This match might be the best match, most fun match on the night. The storylines actually have been really solid. I think that this is the kind of match you show a non-WWE watcher. So if you're like, man, my friends are coming over this weekend, SummerSlam's on, what match do I show them? I think this is a great one too, because it's going to be high-flying. Some seriously great spots. Obviously, the Wyatts are the tag team champs right now, and I think that's how it's going to end. I think they will retain their championship, especially because Eric Rowan and Uncle Howdy will be around, maybe even Nikki Cross. But I think we will see a Nikki Cross, B-Fab for the Street Profits, and Candice LeRae for DIY all get involved to try to help each of their teams respectively win. But I think that we're going to have great spots from just about everyone. Fraxium can fly high. Motor City Machine Guns have they have such great chemistry, as well as DIY and the Street Profits. I mean, everybody really is going to be really great. And the introduction of Rey Fenix and Andrade, I think, are really great. It's a breath of fresh air, because they both were not really being utilized in ways that we'd wanted them to. And now they find themselves on the card in this awesome TLC matchup. But give me the Wyatts to win here. In this great match. Next, Dominic Mysterio, AJ Styles for the Intercontinental Championship. I think that the build has actually been strangely good, even though it's been really silly. Obviously, Dominic Mysterio's been injured and not cleared, so AJ Styles can't put his hands on him, but he's always kind of been around, whether it was, helping as a janitor or as a medic. So those have been really funny, and I think that it just sets up for actually a really interesting match. Obviously, as of recording, Dominic got the last laugh, knocking out AJ Styles, saying he's cleared to go. And I think this match is going to be really great. But I do think the direction that we're going here is a tough one, because AJ Styles has been a guy who also has been losing. He's turned face over the last year, and I just think it'd be really great to get him as the Intercontinental Champion. But Dominic Mysterio gets a lot of attention. Either it's boos, a lot of cheers as well. Do they want to take it off of him? I do predict that Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez are going to lose their titles, so maybe they just do a clean sweep for the Judgment Day, and Liv Morgan returns upset that the Judgment Day are now titleless. I know Finn Balor and JD McDonough have their titles, but maybe that's just the story for all of them to lose their titles. Wow, this is a really tough decision here. I think I am going to go Dominic Mysterio at the end of the day. Maybe Finn and JD get involved and help Dominic pull out the victory. He continues to scurry away from competition. He does so at SummerSlam. Next, a great last few months of Intercontinental Championship for the women. It's been great. Lyra and Becky Lynch have great chemistry. Bayley has had great chemistry within the three. And now we get part 3 of this matchup, 1-1 against each other. And how is this match going to play out? I think it's very simple. We have seen over the last few weeks, after Bayley has lost her number 1 contenders matchup, she's still been around, and she's going to be around in this matchup to cost Lyra Valkyria the title, and Becky Lynch will continue on past SummerSlam to fight off against somebody else. But I think this is the Bayley heel turn that we might kind of need, because she hasn't been winning either. And so they're going to do a twist on her, and I think she is going to show up to cost Lyra the championship opportunity. So give me Becky Lynch to win here. Next, Solo Sikoa. Jacob fought 2, and obviously Solo won because he included the return of Tonga Loa. He already had JC Mateo. They brought in Tala Tonga. They needed all of them to get and beat Jacob Fatu at Night of Champions. Now we move into SummerSlam, where Jacob has now added Jimmy Uso to the squad. And how I think this match is going to play out is I do think Jacob Fatu will get his title back here at SummerSlam. And how he will do that is with the return of Tama Tonga. A lot of people are talking about Zilla Fatu, and I do foresee him coming into the fold at some point in the future, but I don't think so yet. He's been included in TNA Slammiversary, so I think he's busy right now. But Tama Tonga, who's been out with injury, Solo a couple weeks ago said that his MFT is complete, not including Tama. And, Tama Tonga used to be tag team champions with Jacob Fatu. So I think that Tama's going to actually side with Jacob and help him out as a surprise show out at SummerSlam to help Jacob Fatu get his title back as the United States champion. Next, one of my favorite matches on the card, Naomi with the absolute shocker a couple weeks ago at Evolution, cashing in her Money in the Bank contract to win the title. And that was a surprise, because obviously she was on SmackDown exclusively, and obviously has the big feud with Jade Cargill, and Bianca has been all around there. And she, obviously they had a match at Evolution with Bianca as the special referee. But now she's on Raw. She's moved away from that. Jade's got the title match against Tiffany. And I think that this matchup, you just can't take the title off of Naomi this early in her reign, especially because Naomi and Stephanie Vaquer have already had a run-in, and Stephanie Vaquer has the title shot at Clash in Paris. So give me Naomi to win. But I think this match is going to absolutely cook. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky had one of the best matches I have ever seen at Evolution. They were great. And then how they capped it off with Naomi cashing in. It was a great end to the PLE. And I think this matchup, unfortunately, it's not headlining one of the nights. I wish it was headlining night 1, to be honest with you. I do like CM Punk Gunther, but I don't see any craziness going on. And I think that this match is going to absolutely deliver and over-deliver. But give me Naomi. I think that everybody's going to have their moment. Everybody's going to stand out, but Naomi's going to come out as the heel to win here. And then to end this podcast here, we have Cody Rhodes, John Cena. How is this match going to play out? I'm so excited. Obviously, WrestleMania 41 ended on somewhat of an underwhelming tone, with Travis Scott really being the reason John Cena takes over, wins his 17th title. But over the last few weeks, we have seen Cody Rhodes. He's wearing the watch. He's wearing the glasses that The Rock, the final boss, had. And John Cena over the last month We've seen a little bit more baby face tendencies from him. He puts the title away against CM Punk. He helped when the Bronson Reed showed up and Seth Rollins was trying to cash in. So I think we see an absolute turn here where John Cena, this is going to be the last match he comes in as the heel. Cody Rhodes is going to turn heel in order to get the title back. He's not going to flinch, and he's going to take every opportunity he can to get the title back, and it's going to be with the help of The Rock. I know that's crazy. I think The Rock is going to show up, and maybe I'm dreaming too much here, but I think that Cody Rhodes, Rock's going to show up, and we're all going to think, oh no, he's going to help John Cena. We saw them, unite back in February, but it's not going to be that way, and it's going to flip on us as Cody Rhodes betrays the fans, betrays our mindsets as the baby face of the company, maybe the baby face of the entire wrestling industry, and he becomes heel. I know there's talks of him going off to film Street Fighter. I need to dive maybe more into that, but I do think that Cody Rhodes, it's about time, and I think he said it. Cody Rhodes said it on SmackDown. He wants to see the old John Cena, the one that has the jean shorts, running down to the crowd, has the never give up towel, throws it in the crowd, runs into the ring. Obviously, no John Cena is going to end his career that way, but it's got to happen sooner rather than later. I don't think they're just going to have a one babyface match for John Cena to very end his career. I think it's going to be now at SummerSlam, and the twist that we all are hoping for, because John Cena and Cody Rhodes Part 1 at WrestleMania 41 was underwhelming. Everybody was wishing The Rock would show up. It didn't happen. And yeah, maybe I'm wishing on a star too much, but I really hope that we have that storyline with The Rock be followed through with, because I know Dwayne Johnson a few months ago said, I think that story's done and we're good. I think he has to be lying. Otherwise, the WWE made a really dumb decision, because now fans are going to speculate on The Rock's return for a very long time until this storyline ends, till Cody Rhodes finally has that match with him, because that's what we've been waiting for as fans. But give me Cody Rhodes to get his title back here at SummerSlam in a twist of events that is going to shake the WWE industry for the next year or two. But give me Cody Rhodes, ladies and gentlemen, and Dwayne Nation. That is the end of our WWE SummerSlam 2025 match card predictions. All 12 matches have been discussed, winners have been picked, and outlooks have been foreseen. Heading into SummerSlam, obviously there are possibilities of some changes over the next week. I have not recorded post Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown leading up to SummerSlam, but I don't foresee many changes in those two episodes. Just builds on what we already know of. So drop your comments, drop the likes and subscribes. We're continuing to build Dween Sports as we can. A lot of football content, basketball content. College football is right around the corner, and TikToks are we are diving heavily into TikTok. So please support us there, and support us really just anywhere you can. We'd really appreciate it, and appreciate all y'all that are supporting us as we continue to grow and build into trying to be the best sports podcast on your feed. So thank you guys for listening. Check out SummerSlam and drop your thoughts below. But thank you guys, and peace.